Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among green hills and sparkling streams, there lived a wise man named Master Rishi. He was loved and respected by everyone for his wisdom and kindness. People from all walks of life would come to him seeking answers to their most profound questions about life. In the same village, at the foot of a hill, lived a humble farmer named Raju with his young son Arav. Arav was a curious and restless boy, always pondering the deeper meaning of life. Arav's father, Raju, was a hard-working farmer. Every morning, he would leave for the fields before sunrise and work tirelessly until late in the evening. Arav helped his father, but a question kept echoing in his mind. Is this all life is about? Just work, eat, and sleep? Isn't there a bigger purpose? One day, while helping his father in the fields, Arav paused and asked, "Father, what is the true purpose of life? Why are we here? Is life just about working, eating, and sleeping? Or is there something greater?" Raju, wiping the sweat from his brow, smiled and replied, "My son, this question is not an easy one to answer. But there is someone who can guide you, the wise Master Rishi. Go to him, and he will help you find your answer." That night, Arav lay awake in bed, thinking about his father's words. The question gnawed at him, refusing to let him rest. He decided he would go to Master Rishi the very next day. The next morning, Arav set out for Master Rishi's house, a small cottage perched on the highest hill in the village. As he climbed the hill, he saw the wise man sitting under a massive banyan tree, surrounded by villagers listening intently to his words. When the crowd dispersed, Arav approached him, folded his hands respectfully, and said, "Master Rishi, I have a question that has been troubling me deeply. Please tell me, what is the true purpose of life?" Master Rishi looked at the young boy with a warm smile and said, "Young one, your question is indeed profound. But the answer cannot simply be told, it must be experienced. I will give you a task. Complete it, and you will discover the purpose of life yourself." Curious yet determined, Arav asked, "What is the task, Master?" The wise man handed Arav a small clay pot and said, "This pot contains a seed. Plant it, nurture it, and care for it. When it blooms into a flower, return to me, and I will answer your question." Though puzzled by the simplicity of the task, Arav agreed and took the pot home. Back at home, Arav planted the seed carefully in his garden. Every morning, he watered it and waited eagerly for it to sprout. A week passed, then another, but nothing happened. Frustrated, Arav thought to himself, "Maybe the seed is defective. Or perhaps I'm doing something wrong." But every time he felt like giving up, Master Rishi's words echoed in his mind. Care for it with patience and persistence. And so, Arav continued to water the soil, removing weeds and protecting the area from insects. Gradually, he began to understand the value of patience. Life's greatest rewards, he realized, don't come instantly, they require time, care, and commitment. Months later, the seed finally sprouted into a tiny green shoot. Arav was overjoyed and ran to show it to his father. His father, Raju, patted his back and said, "Well done, son. Patience and faith are the first lessons of life. Without them, nothing meaningful can ever be achieved." But Arav's journey was far from over. One day, while Arav was tending to his plant, a group of wild animals wandered into the garden and began trampling the small shoots. Panicked, Arav rushed to protect his plant. He built a sturdy fence around it to ensure it was safe from further harm. In that moment, Arav learned another important lesson. To protect something precious, you must be vigilant and proactive. Life's purpose requires effort and care. One fateful night, a fierce storm swept through the village. Thunder roared, lightning cracked the sky, and torrential rain lashed down on everything in its path. Arav's young plant swayed violently in the wind, on the verge of snapping. Without hesitation, Arav grabbed a blanket, rushed outside, and shielded the plant with his own body. He stood there all night, drenched and shivering, but determined to save what he had nurtured so carefully. By morning, the storm had passed. The plant was still standing, and Arav felt an immense sense of pride and relief. From that night, he learned another profound lesson. True purpose demands sacrifice and resilience in the face of adversity. Months of dedication, care, and perseverance finally bore fruit. One fine morning, Arav woke up to find a beautiful flower blooming on his plant. Its vibrant petals glistened in the sunlight, and its fragrance filled the air. Overjoyed, Arav gently plucked the flower and rushed to Master Rishi. Handing him the flower, he said, "Master, I have completed the task. Here is the flower you asked for. But I still don't understand, what is the purpose of life?" Master Rishi took the flower, smiled, and asked, "Tell me, Arav, what did you learn through this journey?" Arav thought for a moment and replied, "I learned patience, dedication, and sacrifice. I learned how to protect what I value and how to persist through challenges. But I still don't know how this relates to the purpose of life. Master Rishi placed a gentle hand on Arif's shoulder and said, "My child, the flower in your hands is not just a flower, it is a reflection of your journey. Every step you took to nurture it represents the essence of life. The true purpose of life is not to seek external rewards but to grow, learn, and give back. Just as this flower brings beauty and joy to the world, your life's purpose is to spread happiness, light, and positivity to others. Life is not about what you take, it is about what you give." Hearing this, Arif felt a wave of clarity and peace. He realized that the answer he had been searching for was within him all along, it just needed time and effort to reveal itself. From that day onward, Arif's life changed completely. He began to share his lessons with others in the village. He taught the children how to be patient, encouraged the farmers to persevere through tough times, and spread kindness wherever he went. With time, Arif became a wise and beloved figure in the village, much like Master Rishi. People would come to him with their troubles, and he would guide them with the same lessons he had learned. The purpose of life is not a destination but a journey. It is about growing through challenges, giving to others, and finding joy in the process. Arif's story reminds us that life's true meaning lies not in what we achieve but in how we touch the lives of others. Every flower that blooms tells a story, and every story teaches us the purpose of life.